Sam, what's good? What do you think of your new neighbors?
Love your new neighbors, don't you, Sam? You like your new neighbors?
So you were under the radar, and then next thing you know, you're so on blast.
Yeah, it was crazy. And even the paparazzi guys would laugh. There'd be the same ones outside my house every day, you know? They weren't there for me, you know? My rule was, if your camera's down, I'll say what's up. Once the camera's in your face, we're no longer cool.
Hey, I'm Joy Bryant, and this is Across the Board. I'm in Venice Beach, California, heading to the only record shop here to meet Samantha Ronson, DJ, singer-songwriter, awesome woman.
I've had the meanest things said about me. I've had the nicest things said about me. I'm still me, so you know what? You can't win.
We're gonna see what she's all about. Little red, little red, little red.
What's up?
What's up?
Look what I found.
Oh, yeah.
My dad's first record.
Excellent. What year was this?
1977, the year I was born.
Cool, I'm psyched. I haven't been to a record store in a really long time. Do you go?
No, not really anymore, because everything's MP3. But I still go when I'm in different cities to see if I can find like some cool stuff. And I don't ever walk past a record store without going inside, because there's always that one record you couldn't find.
So wait, when you started DJing, were you spinning records or were you doing that digital thing? That wasn't out back then.
No, this was pre-digital age. I was playing with records. It was actually pre-CDs even. Like back then they had like 2 CD players you could press like play or whatever, pre-CDJs. But yeah, vinyl only. I played with vinyl only for 7 years.
How did you get into DJing? Was it something that...
It was never a plan at all. It was when I was dating, you know.
Someone.
Yeah, you remember. And he was the doorman at Moomba. And I would go there all the time, and then the DJ never showed up. And I just got in a car, so I had a bunch of CDs in my car. And so we ended up playing off those. And they never played hip hop in clubs in New York. It was either a hip hop club or rock and roll.
Right.
There was never a mix of the two. So I was like, well, let me come back tomorrow night and I'll bring some vinyl down. So of course I bring all like Tribe Called Quest, Main Source, like all this classic hip hop. And they kind of were like looking at me funny at first, because they're like, we don't play hip hop here. And I was like, you do now. And it worked. I wasn't like, ooh, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna change the game. Right. It was just like, I'm just gonna play the records that I wanna play in no particular order. Because I wasn't a DJ, so I wasn't like, oh, well, this has to come here. Nowadays, I don't think I would do that. Because I think I'd be too like caught in like the headspace of what's supposed to go when and where. Back then I was just like, oh, play this song now. I'll play this song now. So I'd be playing like the Eagles and then like Biggie and then like Cyndi Lauper.
But
it was no rhyme or reason. But yeah, it worked.
So what kind of stuff is inspiring you as a singer-songwriter? Like what?
I guess there's inspiration everywhere. You know, I mean, I live in Venice. You know, just walking around, seeing the differences and the culture clashes right around here, because you've got these like, it's like when we were living in New York in like 90s, early 2000s, when the whole city changed.
Yeah.
And it went from being a city where you're like tripping over like junkies to like tripping over a yuppie's briefcase.
Right.
And
it lost its edge.
Yeah, it so lost its edge, which is why I don't feel like a traitor living in LA.
Right.
Because I mean, if you hang out around here, it has that vibe of New York back in the day. Like, because there's like projects and there's like Whole Foods and like Cafe Gratitude or whatever. So I love, that's the one great thing about this side of town, is that you have all this stuff kind of clashing together, because this used to be like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, and so you still have that. You still have, like, you pass a schoolyard that could have been like Boys in the Hood, you know, and you still have that feeling of that melting pot. There's certain times where words can be so helpful, and then other times where they just feel so empty.
Right.
And even sometimes, like, when I'm about to get into like a Twitter brawl with people, like yesterday, after all the crazy, after the school thing that happened yesterday, you know, when children get affected, everyone's emotions are so like huge, and everyone's so freaked out, and everyone has to say the things that they say. And I was just saying that people are always like, people kill people, not guns. I'm like, people kill people, okay. Take the gun out of somebody's hand, see how much damage they can do.
Right.
And like, people are saying, well, we have the right to bear arms. Like, yeah, totally. But you don't need an gun.
Assault rifle.
Yeah, you don't need a gun that can shoot 40 people without reloading. Do you know what I mean? And I understand, like, yes, we should defend ourselves, and, well, bad people are gonna get the guns anyway. Okay, but maybe not semi-automatic weapons. And like, let's make it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But you look at a tragedy like yesterday's and you're like, well, maybe something that good could come from it and it won't happen again. Like, these children aren't gonna die in vain. Like, hopefully a bill will be passed for these kids that prevents, you know, even if it's just better security in schools. Like, I know it's naive to think we're gonna pull the guns off the streets, but at least you can try. The whole thing is so absurd to me. I've been DJing for 14 years, and I've had a steady career all the way through. And it was perfectly fine. You just fly under the radar,